Chewie! You will never guess what I just got. I told you that in confidence, but no. I have a sneak preview at one of the top pieces from the brand new Walt Disney World 50th anniversary Funko Pop line. I am pleased and proud to be one of the first YouTubers to reveal the Funko Pop Town Walt Disney World 50th anniversary Cinderella's Castle. Oh, you're right! It is just Sleeping Beauty's castle from the Disneyland 65th anniversary collection. Huh. You know what? It's almost like they didn't think I'd spot the difference. Welcome to Teacup for One. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees. And we all suspected it was coming, but it's finally been announced. Funko is officially doing a Walt Disney World 50th anniversary line of brand new Disney Park Funko Pops. Now, I was suspecting that this might happen. I was hoping it would happen, and then, lo and behold, we just got the drop. Now, when I saw these new figures were announced, I was already planning to do a video. You know, a typical ranking and reviewing of the new figures, and we're still going to do that. But this drop was extra special. And actually, maybe special is the wrong word. This drop is extra interesting, because shortly after Funko announced all these new figures, people started sending me articles and tagging me in posts, just opening my eyes to a brand new Funko/Disney controversy. Normally I don't pay any attention to these Disney controversies because it's usually people complaining about the smallest things like, oh, Disney changed the brand of chicken fingers. Walt would be rolling in his grave. But this argument I couldn't ignore because it does actually have some merit. Because people are claiming that Funko is releasing the wrong castle to commemorate Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary. They are saying that the Cinderella Castle Pop Town set is just a repainted version of the sculpt that we got for Disneyland's 65th anniversary set last year. Now, if you're not a Disney person, I know it probably doesn't sound like a huge difference. You know, what's the difference between a Cinderella Castle and a Sleeping Beauty castle? Let me tell you, there's a massive difference. Sleeping Beauty's castle is this puny 77-foot, mini golf castle, whereas Cinderella Castle is an epic, beautiful 189 feet of towering grandeur. Now, when it comes to toys, does it make a difference? I'm gonna say yes, because aside from the paint job, there are some architectural qualities that are just so vastly characteristic of Cinderella Castle compared to Sleeping Beauty Castle, and it really makes me wonder, is there any merit to this claim? Is Funko just giving us a repurposed castle, or are they doing justice to the beautiful centerpiece of Walt Disney World? We will answer that question in just a bit. But first, like I said, the original purpose of this video was to look at the brand new Disney World 50th anniversary line and just do a quick ranking and reviewing. And I still want to do that because, controversies aside, this is a super exciting line. So we're just going to quickly go through all the figures, and as per usual, I'm going to give you my thoughts on them. Now, like I usually do in these ranking and reviewing videos, I'm going to go in order from my least favorite to my most favorite. My criteria is pretty much starting with the ones I'm least likely to spend money on, but I'd still be happy if someone gifted them to me, working my way through to the ones that I've already pre-ordered. So, that said, here we go. Coming in at number 5, Goofy riding Dumbo the Flying Elephant. Now, I feel like this figure was to be expected. We saw pretty much the exact same figure last year for Disneyland's 65th anniversary line, only it was Minnie riding Dumbo. One thing I noticed that I really respect is that Dumbo's hat is different in this figure than the one that Minnie was riding with the Disneyland figure. And I think that's a pretty clever move because really, the hats are the only thing that define the Dumbos from being different ride vehicles. It's kind of like the teacups. With the Mad Tea Party set, every character that's released is in a different colored teacup. With the Dumbo the Flying Elephant set, I'm assuming if they do more characters, each one will be wearing a different color hat, kind of reflective of the ride itself. Now, what I don't love about this figure, and maybe I'm overthinking this, but I think it's really creepy that the ride vehicle has Funko eyes. I mean, the ride vehicle isn't that different from the actual baby Dumbo figure. I mean, aside from the fact that this one has a hat. And I just want to ask, like, what's the implication here? Is Goofy riding a ride vehicle, or is he riding a living, breathing Dumbo? Are they implying that they took a Dumbo, like, gashed out the middle of this poor baby elephant for this Disney character to take a leisurely ride in? I don't know, but the fact that this ride vehicle has Funko eyes implies to me that it's alive, and that's an implication I'm not comfortable with, and that's why this figure is at the bottom of the list. Moving on. Coming in at number 4, Mickey riding Space Mountain. Now, I'm kind of torn on this figure. On the one hand, I like being such a huge Disney Parks fanatic. I am always so excited anytime I see a Disney Parks ride. Getting some kind of mainstream representation in a toy or just any kind of merchandise that's readily available outside of the parks. Like, I think that is thrilling. I think this is a great representation of the ride vehicle. I'm happy that since we are in celebration of Magic Kingdom, it's reflecting the Magic Kingdom Space Mountain ride vehicle with like single file seats, because I think Disneyland has 2 in a row per whatever. But then on the other hand, personally, I'm just not a huge fan of Space Mountain. I think the ride is fine, but I think it's the least exciting of the 3 mountains, although I'm kind of weird. My favorite mountain is Big Thunder Mountain. But like Space Mountain, it's fine, it's a roller coaster, it's in the dark. Truth be told, my favorite thing about this figure is Mickey himself. Because first of all, he's wearing a helmet and his little ears are sticking out. Not the most space safe, but adorable. But more importantly, I'm almost positive that this is the outfit that Mickey wore in 1975 when Space Mountain first officially opened. So, as a Disney history fan, I enjoy that. Coming in at number 3, the Pirates of the Caribbean dog holding the keys. And I know you might be saying, Matt, it's a dog holding keys. To which I say, exactly. This is one of my favorite characters in Pirates of the Caribbean. The figure is somehow, I almost think, cuter than the animatronic himself. When I first saw that this character was rumored to be one of the 50th anniversary pops, I was convinced that it was going to be part of this bigger, well, I guess movie moment, but not movie moment because it's a theme park, so like a theme park moment diorama of the entire scene with the pirates in the prison reaching out with a bone or whatever, and then the dog would just be off to the side. Like, let's be honest, this is what everyone wants from that scene. Just the dog. He's the best part of the ride. And I think the pop itself is awesome. The dog is adorable and shaggy. He has this hilarious expression on his face. And just the detail and the vibrancy of that ring of keys, like the shiny goldness up against the matte furry dogness. I love it. Coming in at number 2 is actually the Cinderella Castle set. And like I said, we're going to talk more in depth about whether or not this is actually just a repurposed Sleeping Beauty castle. But that issue aside, I think this is a beautiful set. What got me the most excited was actually not the castle, but the Mickey. As soon as I saw the outfits that Disney put together for Mickey and friends for the 50th anniversary, the EARidescent line, my first thought was that is beautiful and adorable. My second thought was, I need them as pops. I knew they were going to be released as plush. In fact, I'm almost positive they've already released plush characters in their iridescent outfits, but I wanted them as pops because I just love the colors, I love the designs, and I thought there was like a 50-50 shot. At the very least, we're getting Mickey. And the fact that he's included with the castle leads me to believe that over the next 18 months or so, there's a pretty good chance we'll see the rest of the gang in their iridescent outfits as pops. And that's honestly what I want the most. And it made me really happy, actually, that the common version of this set was Mickey in his iridescent outfit. They do have the Disney Parks exclusive version, which is the same set but with an all-gold Mickey, and that's going to be the one that everyone is rushing out to get because it's the exclusive. And yes, of course, who doesn't like gold? But honestly, I only need one Cinderella Castle, and I'd rather get the one that's easier to get, that has the Mickey I'm more excited about. You know, it kind of reminds me of back in the late 90s when Disney re-released The Little Mermaid. Oh, it probably would have been 1999. And McDonald's released all these Little Mermaid toys, and they were normal colored, but then it was kind of a precursor to Chase variants. There was a 1 in 6 chance that you would get a toy that was completely encrusted in gold paint. And looking back, the normal colored Little Mermaid toys were far superior to the gold ones. And just looking at this gold Mickey, yes, he looks cool, but he really falls into the category of all like the chrome colored Funko Pops or the Artist Series Funko Pops, and there's definitely a market and people who like those figures. I'm just not one of them. I prefer the characters to look like the characters, and I think once you do a wash of one color or one look, it takes away some of the charm. So I know that it is trying to be reflective of the golden statues in the Disney parks, but for once Disney / Funko, I am not taking your bait. And coming in at number 1, this is going to be no surprise to absolutely anybody. My favorite figure in the collection is the Queen of Hearts at the Mad Tea Party. And actually, as soon as I saw this figure announced, a little piece of me died inside, because I've been trying to save money by not buying as many expensive Funko Pops, but there's no way I'm not getting the Queen of Hearts at the Mad Tea Party. I mean, the Mad Tea Party. It's basically my brand. Aside from the fact that I already have the entire Mad Tea Party line, and I just love these figures so much. I love the design of the Alice in Wonderland characters to begin with. I love the teacup ride. Put them together, you've got my money. Now, what I love about this figure specifically is, first of all, it's just giving us a brand new sculpt of the Queen of Hearts, and we have seen a lot of her over the last year with the Alice in Wonderland 70th anniversary line, and I think she's a character whose design popifies brilliantly. Like, lots of bright colors in the costume, cool designs, I love it. But what's extra special about this figure, which we haven't seen with the Mad Tea Party line yet, are the designs on the cup, which you might notice are pretty much just the pink variant of my teacup. And I think that's extra special because, again, this is the Walt Disney World 50th anniversary line. Now, the past figures in the Mad Tea Party line are all in teacups that are characteristic of the teacups at Disneyland's version of the attraction. So they're pretty much just a solid colored teacup with a line on the top. Some of the teacups at Disneyland have some shapes on them, but this look is very specific to the Magic Kingdom version of the attraction. And as far as I'm concerned, it is the look for the Mad Tea Party. Like, you think of the Mad Tea Party teacups, you think of those cool swirls and the stars, and I'm just so happy to finally see that aesthetic applied to my favorite line of Funko Pops. Admittedly, I'm a little on edge because she's not going to coordinate with the other teacups, but in my brain I'm just like, she's the queen, she deserves the fancier teacup. That's how my brain works. Okay, but all of that said, let's backtrack and talk about the thing most of you are watching this video for. The castle. And I'm just going to address the question right here, right now. Is the brand new Cinderella Castle Funko Pop Town Set just a repainted Sleeping Beauty castle? The answer? Yes. But also no. But also, nobody actually knows, because to my knowledge, the figure actually hasn't been produced yet. We've already seen leaks of some of the other figures in their physical form, boxes, pop, and everything, but we haven't seen that yet for the castle set. So all we really have to work off of is the concept art. But based on the concept art, I go back to my original answer of yes, and also no. Okay, let me explain. Credit where credit is due, just looking at this concept art and the general dimensions of the box that this castle set seems to be coming in, I think Funko is paying tribute and doing justice to one of Cinderella Castle's greatest attributes, its size and its height. Just looking at this concept art alone, I'm pretty sure the Cinderella Castle figure is going to be roughly twice as tall as Sleeping Beauty. Now, the reason I think that is because the box dimensions look to be roughly the same as that of the Up House. And when you compare Up House to Sleeping Beauty Castle, like, this is the scale I would expect from a Cinderella Castle Pop Town set versus a Sleeping Beauty Castle Pop Town set. But that's kind of where the accuracies end. I mean, aside from the obvious fact that the Funko Castle has the same paint job as the actual castle in the Magic Kingdom. But here's the thing. When you compare Cinderella Castle to Sleeping Beauty Castle, there are some similarities, and there's similarities that I wasn't even aware of until a few hours ago when I started researching for this video. I always think of Cinderella Castle as being much more asymmetrical with its big, beautiful spire on the right-hand side, you know, when you're looking at it, and Sleeping Beauty Castle being a shorter, more symmetrical castle. But when you really look at the two structures side by side, they do have the same basic shape. Sleeping Beauty Castle does also have that taller, asymmetrical spire on the right-hand side, and Cinderella Castle really just looks like someone took the blueprints for Sleeping Beauty and whoop, stretched them or elongated them. And I think that's literally what Funko did. Admittedly, I don't know how Funko Pops are made, but I do imagine that they do a 3D rendering and then there's 3D printing involved. I feel like they just opened up the file for Sleeping Beauty Castle, like pinched it, stretched it, made it taller, and sent it to the 3D printers. Because all the towers are in the same spot as the Sleeping Beauty Castle, all the spires are in the same spot. The only difference is that the Cinderella Castle is taller. And they almost could have gotten away with it, except for the fact that they left out some of Cinderella Castle's most defining characteristics. Right at the front where Sleeping Beauty Castle has those two windows, Cinderella Castle has this beautiful clock tower with a balcony with a set of curtains, and then in real life, characters can come out on the balcony, make proclamations. They use it in the shows all the time. It would have been a beautiful opportunity to have a little perch to put a Funko Pop. And I know that you can't exactly do something to scale when you're working with an actual building and trying to represent it as a toy, but if you just look at the Lego version of Cinderella Castle, I think they did a beautiful job of scaling back the castle and still paying tribute to that clock tower, to that balcony, and to the proportions that just make Cinderella Castle so iconic. I think Funko's Cinderella Castle came so close to being as successful as Lego's Cinderella Castle, but they kind of got lazy. They didn't give us the clock tower. They didn't give us the balcony. They gave us a slightly taller re-rendering of Sleeping Beauty Castle and threw on the colors that are currently on the Magic Kingdom Castle and just assumed that we wouldn't notice. But did they underestimate who they're dealing with? Disney fans notice everything. Although all of that said, I'm still clearly going to buy it. But I'm not going to be happy about it. And if that is not an accurate representation for the Walt Disney World 50th anniversary, I don't know what is. Anyway, friends, this concludes yet another episode of Teacup for One. Now, let me know in the comment section down below which Funko Pop from the 50th anniversary line is your favorite, and what are your thoughts on this castle controversy? Weigh in the comment section down below. And if you want to be the first to know when I do more videos about Disney, Funko Pops, Shakespeare, sometimes cats, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. If you haven't subscribed already, it is so easy. All you have to do is click on my face. Thanks for joining me again today, everyone. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees, and that's the tea cup for one. Go away.